who had a hand in the downfall of, right, the black Hispanics Native Americans. Right, whoever touched our people, right, whoever, right, let us swear to us, right, the Lord is going to have a recompense toward those men and women, right, and we're looking forward toward that day, right, we're not putting that day off, right, we're looking forward, right, to the end of the world, because we're living, right, in the last days, right, read on.
And he shall rule them with the rod of iron.
He shall what?
And he shall rule them with the rod of iron.
And it's like, and he treadeth the winepress in the fierceness of his wrath of my Almighty God. And he had on his vesture.
On his what? The Lord is wearing, right, when he comes back. Right? Read on.
And on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
King of who?
King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Do you know what that is, Cowboy? Do you know who the King of Kings is, the Lord of Lords is? What you say?
Yahweh.
Well, in context, it's not Yahweh. You believe in the Bible? What's your name? What'd you say? Tyler? Right, well, in context, it's not Yahweh, it's his son. His name is not Yahweh. But in context, it's talking about who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Right? You believe in Jesus Christ? Right? Do you think Jesus Christ, right, is coming back to save everybody according to the Bible? Could you prove that with a precept, Tyler? Could you prove that with a precept? What precept would you prove, pull to prove that?
So what reason why?
I said, what precept?
What verse?
What scripture?
What verse?
Would you pull it? You don't believe in the Bible like that? No, no scripture at all?
A lot of the Anunnaki and shit like that.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. No problem. No problem. Tyler, right? What's your name?
That's my auntie.
That's your auntie? Donnie? Donnie? Tyler Donnie? Donna? Okay. No problem. No problem. You have a good day. No problem. No problem. Right, so read on, King.
God. Verse 17. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying, to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great God, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and of the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great.
Right. Free, bond, small, and great. Right? And that's the spirit of Yahweh. Right? People think Yahweh who were in the call Jesus Christ is all loving. Right? He's a man of war too.
Right.
He's coming back with a sword. Right? He's coming back to kill, right, everybody who's sinning and whoever, right, who's a part of these other nations, not part of the nation of Israel. Right? That's why he come out and do what? Right? Bring this out, King. Oh my God, Isaiah 58.
The book Isaiah 58 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
The book of Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud.
What the Lord say?
Cry aloud.
That's what we're doing. Right? We're crying aloud, right, to the lost sheep of Israel. Lost sheep of Israel. Right? Telling them, right, come here, King, telling them what they gotta do in these last days, because this is a great cry. Right? We don't want to see, right, the nation of Israel be destroyed for a lack of ignorance. Right? A lot of people don't know, right, that they're going, oh, right, but the Lord will still judge those men and women. Right? That's why it's a great cry. It has been great cries, right, even during the time of Jeremiah. Yahweh he cried for the nation. Right? It's been cries throughout the Bible for the nation of Israel, because they see, right, the things is going to come to pass in the latter days.
Right.
Right? So what the Lord say?
Cry aloud. Spare not.
Spare not.
You can't spare no soul. We don't care what status you are. We don't care how much money you got, how much so-called woman you got. The Lord says, spare none. Right? We can't spare our brothers and sisters because we understand, right, that blood will be up on our head. Right? And these things, right, we got to wash clean and tell our people, right, the things they got to do to get the kingdom of heaven, which is not at hand. Right? Read on, King.
Lift up thy voice.
It says, lift up thy voice. Don't lift up thy shirt. Right? You got to put this, you got to wear a shirt like a man. Right? What you say?
It's your backside all out.
He said he's a fag.
He said you a fag?
Yeah, he a fag.
Sorry.
He said,
Hey, we live.
What you say?
What?
What's your name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan, you believe in the Bible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, according to the Bible, do you know what your nation is?
Oh, my nation.
What your nation is?
My family is Hungary.
Hungry?
Yes, sir.
Right, well, in the Bible, right, those terms, well, that's those terms. In the Bible, you got different terms according to the Bible, right, of who we are according to the Bible.
Yep.
Right, so now, like me, am I a so-called black man?
I assume so.
Right, but am I the same color as my shirt?
No.
No, that's the thing we try to get to people in these other nations of who we are according to the Bible. Because I'm not black according to the Bible. I have a God-given nationality, and you do too. Right, so as you read the Bible, you'll read the terms as Edomites. Right, and that'll be what nation you come from. Right, you come from a man named Esau. So when you read the Bible and read about the Edomites, those things befall you. What's your name again?
Jonathan.
Those things will befall you, Jonathan.
Okay.
Right, so that makes sense.
Yep.
Right, so when you read the Bible, right, just read it. Don't read over the Edomites. Understand, in the Bible, the Edomites, that's who you are, in context. And the Israelites is who we are.
Okay.
All right, no problem. All right, you have a good day. All right, no problem. Right, so bring this out, King.
Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
What?
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
Yes, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Right? Hey, you got 2 minutes for God. I'll take a fire at least for your brothers. It's just a fire. Right? Read on.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and shew my people their transgression.
And that's what we're doing. It says, shew my people their transgression. Where you go off at, where you err according to the scriptures. But the Lord say in the book of Romans, the 10th chapter, why our people with stiff neck. They don't really want to hear right about God. They want to ride the pickle pedal, right? They want to go around right doing things that's contrary according to the Bible, right? That's why the Lord sent us out here, because understanding, right? I mean, these judgments is really gonna come to pass real soon, and a lot of our people gonna get caught up in those, right? Let me get back to 2 verse 3.
It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3.
Bring it out.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
For what?
For an
The
appointed
vision-
time.
The Lord is, if you can't tell the Spirit, the Lord is putting things off for a appointed time to literally save many souls, right? I don't know what you're looking at. He putting things off for 3 months, right? A year. Or he put back the government shutdown for about a year and a half now. He put back the what you call it? The tariffs. He keep on pushing these things back, right, for our people to get right before he let all hell break loose.
Right.
He's giving you that time, that grace, right, to come back right before all hell break loose. Right? The Lord's gonna have no pleasure in those souls in that day. Right? He's not gonna have no pleasure in the ones that cry out to him. The Lord said he don't hear sinners. Right? And this is the time, right, to have your prayers heard and also increasing your prayers. How to make better intercession, right? In the last days. So when it's time, right, you can have that strength in the battle when you're out by Shem Yahushua. Right? And you will understand, right, what it takes to get the kingdom of heaven, right, in the days of Jacob trouble. Right? Read on, King.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time. But at the end it shall speak.
But what?
But at the
end it shall speak.
That's what you see. It says, but at the end, it shall, let me get Ezekiel 7 verse 2, 32. It says, but at the end, it shall speak. And that's why everything is speaking so loudly. At first, it was kind of soft, right? At first, people really didn't understand what it was. Even yesterday, right, the mighty brother that was talking to Ariel, he was saying, like, these things, it just came about. You didn't hear about the Hebrew Israelites in around 2020, right? A lot of things is being new upon the face of the earth. Why? Because the Lord is letting things being heard, right, real loud, because he wants everybody to wake up and understand you have seen a great light.
Right,
But
right.
you rather turn, right, to the ways of Shaitan or Satan. Right? You rather go down the path for wickedness instead of walking on that narrow path for righteousness. Right? That's why we got to come out here, right? And that's the love that we got for our people. That's why the brothers say, cry aloud. Not just talk, but cry. Right? I mean, brothers really go home and cry and they understand, right? Loved ones is really going to get caught up, right, in the judgments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, right? And those things that we don't want to see for our family, right, our brothers and our sisters, right? But, hey, the Lord says it's a point in time where these things have to happen for us to get into the kingdom of heaven, right? That 1,350 days, right? We don't?
and not lie.
And what?
And not lie.
We don't?
Though it tarry.
Go what?
Though it tarry.
That's the point. The Lord say, though it tarry, right? Can you hold me with you? Let me get Ezekiel 12 verse 22 too. Right? The Lord say, though it tarry, right? And these things is tarrying, right? I thought all hell was gonna break loose, right? Speaking as a man, around what, 2023, right? When I came into the truth, right? But the Lord pushed things back, right? He want those things to tarry because everybody's not cleansed from their sins. There's many things that we have to get off our hands before the Lord come back.
Right.
The Lord come back right now, you never know, right? You could be destroyed, right? Because you didn't really have that true spirit of sincerity, right? But this time now to get right, right? Before the days draw out when you can't get right, right? In those days, whatever you got, right? You got to walk with that, right? We don't?
Though it tarry, wait for it.
What?
Wait
Wait,
for
That's
it.
what we do, right? The Lord said, in your patience, right, possess ye your souls.
Right, right.
Right? Hey, family, you got 2 minutes for God to take a fire, at least for your family. How about you, big brother? Right. Hey, big brother. Hey, big brother. Give me 30 seconds right quick for you.
You trying to buy a Gatorade?
What you say?
You trying to buy a
Come here.
Gatorade?
I got something for you.
You trying to buy one?
Come here.
I gotta feed my family.
You got to feed your family. All right, brother. Can I give you a fire? At least. Can I give you a flyer?
Buy a Gatorade, bro. Support the black men.
Well, it's the Sabbath day, right? When the sun go down, if you come back, brother, I support you, brother. You hear me?
I'm out here every day.
You out here every day. So when the sun go down, brother, you come back, I support you. But give me 1 minute right quick then. All right, brother, you be safe. You're a Hebrew Israelite, right? The Lord said, what you say, King?
It's off.
Right? Read on, King.
Gotta
But
buy
in the
Jake.
end that shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
And it will not tarry, right? And it says these things will not tarry, but it will surely come, right? But you got 2 minutes for God. You got 2 minutes for God, right? But it shall surely come, right? And if you read the Bible, what you say, King?
He said you're a Muslim.
Are you a Muslim? Well, hey brother, don't forget you a Hebrew Israelite, King. You be safe right here. I'll praise you too, brother. Right? So it said, read that last word again, Baba Kashab.
It's like, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Right, and it will not tarry. Right, so when these things actually come, right, and touch Babylon the Great, you can read the book of Revelation, the 8th chapter. Right, read about the trumpets, right, and the things that's going to take place. Right, trumpet after trumpet after trumpet until you hit the 7th trumpet, the return of our Lord and Savior in the book of Revelation, 11th chapter. Right, when these prophecies really start to happen, right, you will see, right, the Lord wasn't playing when He said, right, with pink ye for the time is at hand. Right, what's up, King? Right, you believe in God? I'll praise. What's your name, King? Joshua. That's a mighty name.
Right.
Right? Let me get Joshua 24, verse 16. Right? You believe in the Bible? All praise to the Most High, right? So, Joshua, what would you say your nationality is? You're a so-called black man? Right now, do you believe that you're a black man? You truly believe that? So are you the same color, right, as your backpack strap? You are?
Same colors as
Are you sure? Or are you a darker shade of brown? Better yet, if you're a black man, can you speak the language black? Speak it. Don't speak English, speak the language black. I'm not trying to confound you, I'm trying to show you something that you probably never knew.
Right.
You can't speak it, can you? Right? Can you go to a landmass called black? Not Africa, but the landmass called black. You can't? So where's the landmass called black? It is not Africa, because it's called Africa. There's no landmass called black. Right? So according to the Bible, the Most High God, we can't be black. That's what I'm trying to tell you, brother. That black ain't nothing but the color of the crayon box. Because you a darker shade of brown, you're not the same color as your socks. You can tell, right, there's two different shades right there. Right, so according to the Bible, right, in the scriptures, right, the Lord gave us a God-given nationality. Can I give you that real quick, 10 seconds, or about 30 seconds, right? Let me get Isaiah 45, verse 4. Joshua 24.
The book of Joshua, chapter 24, and verse 16.
Bring it out.
Verse 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to tell our people, right? Choose ye this day who you gonna serve, Joshua. Right? Are you gonna serve and go into the ways of America, or are you gonna follow the ways of the Most High God? Why are you gonna follow the scriptures and what the precepts told us to do? Right? As being sons of the Most High God. Right? Read on.
Choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served.
Right, because these other nations, they serve other gods. Right? We only serve one. His name is Yahweh. Right? That's who we truly and sincerely. Right? And that's who you gotta serve too, brother. Read on.
Whom your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house,
For me and my brothers, right? All my brothers up here, right? Who's gonna serve?
we will serve the Lord.
What?
We will serve the Lord.
And that's plain, brother. Right? And I'm trying to show you how you actually serve the Lord according to the Bible, according to the scriptures, and your precepts. Right? But first I gotta show you who you are according to the Bible. Right? Let me get Isaiah 45, verse 4.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 45, and verse 4.
Bring it out.
For Jacob my servant's sake.
It says, for Jacob, my servant's sake. Now, Jacob is an actual man. Right? You know who Jacob is? Jacob comes from Abraham, Isaac, and then you get Jacob. Right? He got his name switched. Right? And that's what we go by.
And Israel, mine elect.
And who?
And
Israel, mine elect.
So Joshua, according to the Bible, right, you will be a Hebrew Israelite. right, from the tribe of Judah. Your father so-called African American? Your father so-called African American man? What you say, King? You don't know your father? Well, more than likely, brother, you will be from the southern kingdom, right, from the southern tribes. But according to the Bible, you will be a Hebrew Israelite, right? Because we identify with something that's in the Bible, right? Something called the curses that our people, right, went through as being a nation of Israel that everybody can't relate to, brother. Can I show you real quick, Joshua? All praise to the Most High, right? So, but the brother, he said, for who?
For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect.
And who?
And
Israel mine elect.
It says Israel, mine elect, brother. So don't forget that word. Don't forget that name. That's our nation. That's who we are. That's our true God-given identity. That's right. The Hebrew Israelites, brother. So you got it, King.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
Right. So do you know about the story of Moses? When Moses went to Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go," right? Because they're in slavery to the Egyptians, right? Hamitic race, right? We don't.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
All these good things.
All these curses.
Is curses a good thing or a bad thing? Is being cursed a good thing or a bad thing? It's bad, right?
Right.
That's right. Right? Curse is a bad thing, right? And it's in the Bible, right? It says all these curses
shall come upon thee and overtake
it
thee.
says shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now, as you being right in Indianapolis, Indiana, right? What nation of people would you say has been overtook by the way of curses, brother? As a nation. You don't know? Okay, let's read on.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
It says, "Cursed shall thou be in the cities." Who's cursed in the cities of Indianapolis, Indiana? Mainly, not just individual, but mainly who's the ones in the hoods, in the ghettos, in the slums, living in the streets. Mainly, it's who? So-called black people, brother.
Right.
I say so-called, it's the Israelites, right? Those are the ones that's in the streets, right? Who's in a low state, right? Because we're cursed as a nation of people. Because what? Because we didn't keep God's commandments.
Right.
Right? So we cursed in the streets, and also what else?
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Who was cursed in the field, brother Joshua? Who was cursed in the field? Picking, right, cotton, sugar cane, getting whipped. What you say? Slaves. And what color was those slaves? Black, right? So-called black people, right? But were they black or were they the Israelites? That was the Israelites, brother. The Israelites is the ones who's going through those curses. And you identify with the curses that I just brought out. So that will make you a what, brother? That's right, brother. That make you a Hebrew Israelite, brother. Right? So I'm about to show you another curse. I'm going to show you what it means to be an actual Israelite, brother.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Bring it out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
The Lord shall what?
Bring thee
Into Egypt.
It says the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt. Do you know what the term Egypt means? Not where it's at, but what it means, brother? Right? It means what it translates to the Hebrew to Montezorium, which means stuff between a rock and a hard place.
Right.
It's like I said earlier, right? Moses went to Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go," because they're in chains, brother. Right? They're in chains to this nation. Right? So read on. Read that from the top.
And the Lord shall bring thee into
And
Egypt
the Lord shall bring thee into slavery. He
again.
said again. Now you gotta understand this is a prophecy written about the Israelites. Right? This was written around 1406 to 1446 BC. So he said, "I will bring you into slavery again." Right? You gotta understand, right? The Israelites just left out the way of slavery, right, from the Egyptians. They all got drowned in the Red Sea, right? And we fled to the wilderness. So why did he say, "I will bring you into slavery again"? How did the so-called black man, right, get to America? By what way of transportation? By boat, right? Well, I'm about to show you something, brother.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt
And the Lord shall bring thee into slavery
again with ships.
with what?
With ships.
What?
With ships.
With boats, brother. That's in the Bible, brother. Something that you can identify with. Why is this important? Because everybody didn't go into slavery by the way of ships, brother. Right? So you identify with these curses. Right? So you are the people of the curses, which means you are the people of the Bible, which means you are a Hebrew Israelite, brother.
That's right.
Right? You can't forget that, brother. Right? That's what God gave to us. Right? So we should hold dearly, right? Because everybody can't claim to be an Israelite.
Right,
Everybody
right.
can't claim to be God's chosen people.
Right.
Right? Let me get Romans 9, verse 4.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 9, and verse 4.
Bring it out.
Who are Israelites?
Who are Israelites?
To whom pertaineth the adoption,
adoption,
and the glory,
and the glory,
and the covenant,
and the covenant,
and the giving of the law,
and the giving of the law,
and the service of God.
and the what?
And the service of God.
The service of God. So all those things is given to the Hebrew Israelites, brother. They're given on to you. And one thing that he said in that verse I want to harp on, right, is the law. Right? The Lord gave us a law. Right? Let me get the book of Deuteronomy 4. I think I'm on verse number 7.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 7.
Right?
For what nation is there so great, who have God so nigh unto them?
Right? What nation is so great who is not unto the Most High God? What nation? And there's 18 nations upon the face of the earth. What nation is greater than the nation of Israel? Who looks better than our beautiful sisters right here? What nation looks better than them? Nobody. Why we are the son of the earth. Right? We're beautiful people. Right? Y'all, right? So y'all got the Hebrew Israelites. Y'all be safe. We got some people. Right? So what nation is like the nation of Israel? Right? Who's like our people? Right? Who's on the basketball? Who plays the basketball the best? Who's your stars, right, in today's basketball time? Even 30, 40 years ago. Michael Jordan, right? Kobe Bryant, right? LeBron James, Karl Malone, right? Allen Iverson, right? Bringing the salt to the table. Without us, there will be no basketball. Right? Don't tell them what they'll be playing. Right? So read on, King.
For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments?
And statutes and judgments. That's why we're put on high tools. The Lord gave us those statutes and judgments. Everybody don't have a law that they can keep. Right? Everybody, some people live like other nations, live like beasts upon the face of the earth. We don't. Right? We live like set apart people because the Lord set us apart for a reason, brother. Right? And the law is what chiefly set us apart from these other nations. Right, we don't?
That have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, as
All this law.
which I set before you this day.
I set before you Joshua this day. Right? And that's what we gotta do. It's like I said, read earlier, right? Who are you gonna choose to serve, right, this day, brother? Are you gonna choose to serve the God of the Bible, right, or the God of this world? Right? They got two different gods. Right? We serve the Most High God, the God in this world, right, is Satan, Satan. Right? He got the devices, right, to have our people go astray, right, from the truth, of what we truly believe. Right? So we gotta understand how to get the kingdom of heaven is to keep God's laws. Right? So do you know any laws out the Bible, King? Joshua, let me see what Joshua 1 verse 6 looks like. You know any laws, brother? You don't know none at all? Right, I'm about to show you, right? I'm about to show you something outside the tent that we gotta keep as a nation of people. Right?
Oh no. Oh no.
It's the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 8.
Yep.
This book of the law
This book of the law
shall not depart out of thy mouth,
shall not depart out thy mouth.
but thou shalt meditate therein.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt
Meditate therein.
You gotta do, brother. When I bring forth this law, this is gotta be a meditation. You gotta think on these things. Right? What you think on them, right? They bring forth action, brother. Right? So read on. And the Bible say, whatever a man thinks, so is he. Right? And you gotta think on righteous things will make you a righteous man. Right? Read on.
But thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
And that's what we gotta do. So if you want good success, right, in America, in your ways to prosper, brother, you gotta start with the Bible. You have to start with the law, brother. Right? And this is real talk. This is the real truth, brother. Literally, if you keep God's laws, statutes, commandments, right? Let me get 1 John 3, verse 22. If you keep God's laws, statutes, commandments, literally, you will see your life change for the better. right? Because it starts with the Most High God. When seeing your life, nothing can overthrow you as being a man of the Lord, right? You got a king.
The book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 22. And whatsoever we ask, we receive of him because we keep his commandments.
Because what?
Because
We keep his commandments.
and do those things that are pleasing in his sight.
That's plain, but so everything is gonna go back to the Israelite, and you keep it a law. And everything else is gonna fall in line, brother. So let's start right there with the law, brother. So, brother Joshua, right? What's your dietary? Right? What things do you eat? You eat everything in the book, brother. Right? What's your nationality? You an Israelite, brother.
Right,
That's
right.
right, brother.
Right, brother.
So you say you eat everything in the book, or will you say you eat everything? I'm about to show you things that we supposed to eat according to the book, and things we're not supposed to eat according to the book, or according to the Holy Bible.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7.
Figure it out.
No leaning on the side. Said no leaning on the side.
And the swine.
And the
That's
what?
okay.
And the swine.
Do you know what swine is, brother? Not the bird, but it's an actual animal. Do you know what that is? What you say? Not swine flu. Swine. Right? It's pork, the pig. Right? That's what I'm trying to get at. Right? The pig. Right? Do you eat pork? Alright, so read that from the top.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7 from the top. And the swine,
The pork.
though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed,
Yeah.
yet he cheweth not the cud.
Chew up, not the cud. He don't properly digest his food. Right? Animals got four components on their stomach where they're properly able to digest their food. Right? The pig don't. So anything he eat, it goes inside of your body. It's a filthy animal, brother. And you don't want to dwell with filth or have filth inside of your body because you got a holy vessel according to the Most High God as being an Israelite. Did that make sense, King? Right? So we got to put the pig down right in the last days. This is a judgment in the Bible that talks about whoever eats the pig, what's going to happen to them. Right? So we got to put the pig down. We got to put the pork down. It's not doing nothing to our people. That's why our people lead in all these high diseases. Right? High blood pressure, gout, right? Diabetes, right? High cholesterol, right? These things happen to our people because they're eating the pork. They're eating the swine. So for the Most High God, right? Are you willing to put the pork down, brother? And I want you to be truthful. You ain't got a lot of meat, right? Because the Lord is going to mark this day. Right, so you say yeah, but you gotta truly mean that, brother. Because the Most High God, He's watching everything you do from here on out. Because you're hearing the words of truth. Right, everybody not coming up here hearing the words of life and truth. Right, so here on out, brother. Right, you gotta put the pork down, brother. All right, King. Right, and it's not good for you anyway. Right, it's a filthy animal. Even our forefathers, right, they would rather die, right, than eat a defiled animal, chiefly the pork. Right, so. Brother, that's up to you to decide. You know, you say, yeah, you gotta remember, right, the Lord's marking this day, right? You gotta pick who you gonna choose, right? You pick them right now. All praise, you picking the words of the Lord.
Verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the water.
What type of fish do you eat? Sometimes pork, not sometimes. Sometimes shrimp, sometimes crab, lobster. A little bit of, okay, right, read from the top.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever hath fins and
So we
scales.
have what?
Whatever have fins and
So
scales.
the fish that has fins and scales, those are the only fish that you can eat that comes out the waters. Because the fish I just named, they call them what? Bottom feeders. Right? They eat the poop of the ocean. Right? So when you eat these things, you consume these things, you consume an abominable animal. But the Lord said we cannot eat. Right? So we eat that from the top.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever hath fins and scales.
Right? What fish has fins and scales? Do you know?
I seen the thing.
It's okay. It's okay. Right? Salmon, perch, right? Whiting,
Bass,
tilapia,
bass,
red snapper,
bass.
bass, rainbow trout. All these things and many more, right? That you can't eat, but just make sure they have fins and scales. All right. Read the next verse.
Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have
All
not
that have not,
fins and scales,
right? What fish don't have fins and scales, Brother Joshua? If you don't know, I call them out. What you say? You don't know? Right? Shrimp, do they got fins and scales? No. Crab, do it got fins and scales? No. Right, catfish, do it got fins and scales? No. Lobster, do it have fins and scales? No. Right, so there's many more fish that don't have fins and scales that we can't eat. Right, so that's a commitment that you gotta keep. Right, we can't eat the pork and the fish gotta have fins and scales. Right, what's our nationality? Israelites, bro. That's right, King. So let's get into numbers. Let's get into what we used to wear. Numbers. Let's get into what we used to wear as a nation of people. What we still gotta wear to this day. Right? Is this making sense, brother? Well, I want you to actually really understand. Like I said before, these things is things you gotta meditate on. Right? You don't want to have it to go into your left ear and go out your right. You want to stick it right there in your head. Right? Like a sticky note. Things that you gotta remember, like on your refrigerator. Right? These things is what you actually want to remember and meditate on, because this is for your salvation. This is for the kingdom of heaven's sake. Right? You gotta keep.
Book of Numbers chapter 15 and verse 38.
Bring it out.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
The children of Israel. That's you, it's right, brother Joshua. You the children of Israel.
And bid them that they make them fringes.
They make them what?
That
They make them fringes.
That they make them fringes, brother. So now you look on the bottom of every brother's shirt or garment. Right, what do you see on the bottom? You see fringes, brother. Right, you got different color fringes. Right, this is what the Lord commanded us to wear as being Israelites. Right, we don't?
That they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations.
Are we still generating as a nation of people? Are we still having babies to this day? So do we still have to keep these commandments? That's right, brother. So are you willing to get yourself some fringes, right, to serve the Heavenly Father? All praises, right? So I wish we had fringes up here, but nevertheless, I mean, there's many websites which we can order fringes off of, such as Etsy, Amazon, right? Other places where you can get these shirts, right, and keep, right, your heritage, right, and keep, right, the commandment the Lord told you to keep as being an Israelite. All right, read on, King.
That they, so like throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a
Ribbon of blue.
So, when you wear these fringes, it gotta have a ribbon of blue. No matter what, make sure it's a ribbon of blue, right? That signifies royalty, right? Because we're royal people, right? We just not any nation, right? We are people that come from actual kings. King David, King Solomon, right? These men actually walk the face of the earth, and we come from these different men, right? As a nation of people.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
And that's why we wear these fringes, right? So if you finna eat that pork, you drop a piece on your shirt, it's gonna hit right there on that fringe. You're gonna understand I can't eat that pork. While you finna eat that shrimp, it kind of slip out your hand and it hit the bottom of your shirt. That's the Lord signifying you and telling you, don't put that in your mouth. It's an abominable animal. It's an abominable animal, right? So these things is to make you remember God's commandments. All right, do that make sense? All praise to the Most High.
And do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring.
That's what we gotta do. All right, we gotta follow God's commandments. We gotta wear these fringes. Can't eat the pork, and we can't eat nothing that don't have fins and scales. The way it gotta have fins and scales. All right, Joshua. That makes sense. So I'm gonna give you one more. I'm gonna give you three. And we're gonna go into some more right knowledge according to the Bible. I'm gonna give you one more commandment though. There's 613 all throughout the Bible that we gotta keep. Right, so let's get to that Exodus, right, 35, right, verse 4.
The book of Exodus, chapter 35, verse number 1. And it reads,
And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together, and said unto them, These are the words which the Lord hath commanded, that ye should do them.
All right, we gotta do these things. These is the Lord. This is the word that the Lord said through the hand of Moses that we gotta do as being Israelites.
6 days shall work be done,
He said, 6 days shall work be done.
but on the seventh day,
What?
but on the seventh day, there shall be to you an holy day.
Right. So, right. What? It's the first day of the week. It's Monday, the first day of the week. Well, that's the first day of the actual work day. Work day. Well, what's the first day of the actual week? It's the day before Monday. I'm about to show you right quick. Right? I'm about to show you. Come look at this. Right? The day, look, the day starts right here. that's why you got the calendar, right? This right here will be the first day. That's why it starts on that day. And you got the whole week till you get to that Saturday, right? Which we're about to get into, right? So this is the first day, which will be that Sunday, right? He say 6 days, right? So if you count 6 from Sunday, what day, right, would you get to? It'll be Saturday, brother, right? It'll be Saturday, right? It'll be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? And why? And what's so important about Saturday? Right, read that from the top.
6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day there shall be to you an holy day,
Holy day.
a Sabbath of rest.
A what?
A Sabbath of rest.
Right, so this is the Lord's holy day, right? A Sabbath of rest, right? He created everything in 6 on the 7th, right? He rests, right, from His creation, right? He gave that day for us to keep as a holy nation, and we gotta keep this law, right, forever, right? Even tell you in the book of Isaiah, well, it's no moon, right? But we still keep the Sabbath and keep the heaven, right? So these things that we gotta keep, right, according to the Bible of the Most High God, right? Do that make sense, right? So as us being Israelites, right? How do the Most High God mark time? Do you know? How do the Most High God mark time? What you say? Do you think God got a calendar in heaven? I don't think so, brother.
Right.
He above time, brother. So he don't have no calendar right in heaven. I'm about to show you, right, how the Lord, right, marks a physical day.
Or
The book of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day.
It says the evening and the morning was the first day. So when the sun goes down, that starts your Sabbath day. So that'll be Friday sundown into Saturday sundown, which will be, right, your Sabbath day. That's the day you got to keep holy, right? So today will be your Sabbath day until the sun go down, right? So that's the day you have to rest. You can't kindle a fire. You can't do your own pleasures, right? So that's via the Most High God. So that makes sense, brother? Right? So are you willing to keep that day holy and sanctified? Right, all praises. But there's a file right there in your hand, right, where you can reach us, right, if you got any questions about what I'm saying, or any question about the Bible in general. Right, that makes sense? All praise to the Most High, right? So I gave you 3 commandments, right? What was those 3 commandments? Watch what you eat, but what can't you eat? And what else? Start with an F. Fin. It gotta have fins and scales.
All right.
Right, so what else did you learn? The days, right? And what's the day? The what? The Sabbath day. The Sabbath day. Right, remember that, it's the Sabbath day. Right, what things that we gotta wear as being Israelites? We gotta wear what? What's that called? Start with an F. It's alright. Fringes. We gotta wear fringes, brother.
Right.
So all praise to the Most High, right? Can we eat pork? We can't eat pork. That's according to the Most High God in the Bible. Right? And what's our nationality? That's right. We're the Israelites, right? All praise to the Most High, right? So now, all praise to the Most High, right? It's beautiful, right? It's waking up to your true God-given nationality. Right? So now that we got all that right in the way, out the way, right? Now, according to the Bible, right? Do you know the name, right, of the Most High God? Right? They call him God, but that's just a title. But you got an actual name according to the Bible of how you call upon him. Right? You wouldn't want nobody calling you JJ. Unless that's your nickname. Your nickname JJ? It is. Alright, JJ. Right, you don't want nobody calling you Alfred. Right? That's not your name. Your name is Joshua. Right? So according to the Bible, God has an actual name. It's not just God. Right? So I'm about to show you, right, what it is according to the Bible.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83, and verse 18.
Bring it out.
That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh.
is what?
Is
It's Yahweh.
What?
It's Yahweh.
Howard, brother. Right? So when you call upon the name of the Heavenly Father, you got to make sure your head is uncovered. Right? Which I know you got a lot of things on, right? But when you get a chance, understand that his name is Yahweh, which means that he exists. He is. Right? He has no beginning, he has no end. Right? That's the name of the Heavenly Father. So when you pray, call upon the name Yahweh, right? With your head uncovered. Right, everything, having his crown, right, show him. Right, I'm about to show you his son name. Right, so, but do that make sense? Yahweh, don't forget that. Right, so, I'm about to show you his son name.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 1 and verse 21.
No.
And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahweh Shah.
Right, his name is Yahweh Shah. Right, which means he delivered. Right, he's gonna be the one that's gonna deliver us out of America. Right, so it's the father name is Yahweh and his son name is Yahweh Shah. Right, those are the two names you gotta remember. Right, why is it important? Let me get Acts 4 verse 12.
The book of Acts, chapter 4, verse 12.
No.
Neither is there salvation in any other. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
That's plain. Right, so when things take a turn for the worse, which it is, right, we want to call upon the name of the Lord, which is Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. Right, so Yahweh Shah is going to be the one who's going to save you, right, through all these diverse temptations. Right, but if you got a sincere spirit, you come back, right, to his law. Right, so you got Yahweh and you got Yahweh Shah. Right, so you can't forget that. Right.